know there's actually a way to become a registered nurse in the UK in only 2 years, where you don't have to write CBT, you don't have to write OSCE, you don't have to go through all the stress that I went through in only 2 years. In some cases, just a little more. Let's say you're looking to change your career into nursing, or let's say you just only realized that nurses are superheroes and now you want to be part of the superhero team. Or you're struggling to find a job in your sector and you think with nursing there's always demand and the pay is fairly okay, so you want to go into nursing. But you do not want to stress yourself and start from the scratch. I'm here to tell you that there's actually a very short course, accelerated course or fast track nursing program. And if you want to know universities in the UK that offer this, how much you are required to pay, and the entry requirement, stay tuned. So I recently did a video saying that do not leave the UK, but do these first. And in that video, I was trying to tell people that instead of leaving the UK, they can do some things that can make their stay in the UK a bit more pleasant. And in that video, I mentioned that if you're doing, let's say, a job that's not paying you so well, you can try to do courses, to help you get a better job. And I gave an example of, let's say, going into nursing, where there's a short course that can make you a nurse, a registered nurse in the UK in only 2 years. Let's say their spouse who's not in healthcare is struggling to get a job, like there are no job opportunities for other people that are, not in healthcare. See, unless you don't want to go back to school. But I know migrants who have 2 kids, 3 kids, a husband and a wife, and then the husband is going to school. With all the responsibilities that they have, the husband is going to school to get some certificates, UK certificates or degree or whatever, to be able to get a good job here. And there were lots of people in the comment section asking me what this course is about. So first off, let me say that I have done a detailed video in the past about this program, a detailed video. In that video, I interviewed a senior colleague of mine who is a senior lecturer in the University of Huddersfield and also an admissions tutor for their adult nursing program. This was somebody who is well versed in this particular topic, and he came to share lots of gems about this process. And I was super excited to hear him say one time that there are actually people that actually came to his university, and one Indian lady even approached him and then said that he heard about the course on my channel. This Indian lady was now in this school doing this program. I know that lots of people benefited, and that is one of my most watched videos on this platform. What I did not do in that video is detail all the universities that do that and share the requirements and then what you need to be able to do this program. And that's what this video is about. But I don't like to bore you, and I don't want to make this video so long. Although I'm going to mention a few universities that do this program, let me also say that there's a very easy way to find it yourself. Let me show you. So there's a link, and I'm going to share this link in the description, so just click on it. When you click on this link that I'll leave in the description, it says findamasters.com. Let's say you use the link, this is what you're going to see. The course is called MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. So this is going to give you all the universities in the UK that offer this program. Let me explain. So for everybody, if you're already a nurse and then you're going to do your master's, it's a postgraduate course or a post-registration course because you already have a nurse license or a nurse PIN. So it is a post-registration program because you're already a nurse, right? You're already registered with the UK NMC. However, if you're not a nurse yet you're doing a master's in nursing, that means it's a pre-registration. It is before you are registered as a nurse. It's a pre-registration MSc nursing program. So that is how they got the name. And obviously, because we have different types of nursing, we have midwifery, we have adult nursing, which is what I am. We have mental health nursing, we have children nursing, and we have learning disability nursing. So there are various types of nurses. Depending on where your interest lies, you can do this. But I will always say that I think being an adult nurse is massive because you can work almost everywhere. You can work in a mental health institution, you can work in a learning disability institution, you can work at a maternity unit, although you're an adult nurse. If you are too restricted, you cannot work everywhere. For instance, I work in a nursing home. As an adult nurse, I qualify to work in a nursing home. So if you want more options, I think go for adult nursing, but it depends on you, on what you want. Look for pre-registration MSc or MSc pre-registration, and then you can add adult nursing, midwifery, or child, depending on what you like. There's so many universities here. We have Manchester Metropolitan University, MSc nursing pre-registration adults. We have Edinburgh Napier. We have Coventry University. They have University of Cumbria. We have Oxford Brookes University. So many universities. So I'm going to go through a few that are my favorites, okay? It's based on some of the things that they have to offer. But if you want to find it yourself, go here. Make sure that you are not searching for a normal postgraduate course, okay? Because that is going to be 3 years or even more, okay? And also make sure that you're searching for MSc pre-registration, because if you search for a normal MSc, you might not even qualify, because those ones you should have been a nurse already to be able to qualify. And then if you do just just a normal MSc program, most of those normal MSc programs does not lead to becoming a nurse, because they believe that you're already a nurse. It will not lead to you being registered as a nurse in the UK. So if you want one that can lead to you being on the UK NMC register, please look for MSc pre-registration. Anyway, this video is proudly sponsored by TransferGo. TransferGo, for those of you who are hearing it for the first time, is an international money transfer app that allows you to send money from EU to many African countries. You can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, and several other African countries. TransferGo is rated the best financial app on Trustpilot, and with TransferGo, in at most 30 minutes, the person is going to get the money you're sending. Yes, all you need to do is just use the link in the description or just download TransferGo app. And remember to use my referral link, okay? And you can also generate your own referral link and then make some extra cash whenever people use your link to transfer money. TransferGo is rated by the UK Financial Conduct Authority, so you can trust that this is a legit way of transferring money. You don't have to be afraid of losing your money. No. So with TransferGo, you can actually send money to Nigerian bank account or USD bank account in Nigeria 24/7. And if you have any issues whatsoever, customer support team is willing to assist you whatsoever, whatever time it is. Remember, with TransferGo, there are no hidden charges and they are trusted by 4 million plus users worldwide. Hey, which better offer than this? Thank you so much, TransferGo. But let me briefly talk about the main eligibility criteria for all these courses. You should already have a degree, but it doesn't matter the program that your degree is in. So it doesn't matter if your degree is in engineering, your degree is in home economics, your degree is in accounting, it doesn't matter. You should also prove your English proficiency. If you are considered as an international student, you'll be asked to prove your English proficiency, but the requirement is not so high. And I'm very sure that, let's say if you have English proficiency from your home country and then, or you have a master's or whatever, sometimes you can be able to bargain your entry by proving this to their admissions department or whatever. And then also you also do your DBS check. But then there's one other major requirement that is a bit of a struggle for most people, and that is you need RPL. What the RPL is recognized practice learning. So over here you can filter the searches and then choose, let's say, based on the one that is part-time, and or you can choose based on the location, or you can choose based on, if let's say you want on an online one, you can choose. Some of the universities are specific with the kind of interaction that they are looking for. Some of them want recognized practice learning hours in healthcare. In some universities as well, they don't really care whether it is in healthcare or not. And some of these are looking for as many as 500 hours of recognized practice learning. You need to prove this before you're even accepted into the course. Some of them as well, they don't care whether it was in the health sector. And I discussed this with Precious when we spoke in detail about this. So I'll leave a clip of it here so you can hear it from he himself.
So let's say I studied business administration. Let's say I was working at a bank. I can use my BSc degree, the hours that I did when I was doing my business administration course, to meet the requirement of the
550 hours.
550 hours that your school requires. I can use the BSc that I did. I can just get a reference from, let's say, a lecturer in my school to ascertain that I actually did those hours theory for my BSc business administration course. That will meet the requirements for the 500.
That's right. Right.
And then my experience working as a banker, because I have interactions with people, blah, blah, blah. I can also use that, the number of hours that I've worked as a bank teller. Can I use that to meet the requirements of the practice hours as well? Will a banker qualify?
Certainly. So just like I said, this may vary from school to school. So I remember last 2 weeks or so, I helped someone with, preparing for a similar interview elsewhere. And the person told me that particular school, I think they were more particular about being in a healthcare setting. So that is pertaining to that school. For some schools, it doesn't matter, irrespective of your background. So far as you're able to align, for example, your business environment, the experiences you've gained towards the prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safety, and then promote professionalism and trust. If you're able to align these experiences towards these 4 themes of the NMC code, then you qualify for it. So it might differ slightly from school to school, but generally most of the schools do not really pay attention to whether it's a health background, a business background, or any other field.
Every university has different requirements. So you would have to check on the university's website by using this link. Okay, then you go on individual universities' websites and then you check the requirements, because some have very tough requirements and some of them not so tough. That even some universities that do not accept international students. So let's say you're already in the UK, you have a residence permit, let's say you're here as a dependent. You are still qualified as an international student if you've not had your permanent residency. You have to look at the tuition fees for international students, and across board, the tuition fees per year is between 15,000 to 25,000. That's the highest I saw during my research was 25,000 pounds per year, and the least I saw was 15,000 per year. However, if you've already had your settled status, your permanent residency in the UK, you can be paying as little as 9,000 pounds. Meanwhile, the government is also going to give you 5,000 pounds per year and extra bonuses here and there. If you're a citizen or a home student, you qualify for so many benefits. At the end of the day, you realize you've paid just about 1,000 or 500 pounds for the program. That is the struggle, meeting the practice hours requirements and then the tuition fees for those that do not qualify as home students or for those who will be considered as international students. Why do you need to do this recognized practice learning hours? You know that it's a very fast program and they want you to do everything quick. However, in the UK, to be a nurse, you should have had about 4,600 hours of both theory and practical. So you should have had 2,300 of practical hours and then 2,600 of theory hours. And because your program is very fast, you may not be able to meet the 2,300 of the practice hours. The university wants you to start. That is why they are asking you to show that you have done some hours where you've interacted with people, and whatever skill that you learned during the interaction can be applied into nursing. If you are really interested in this and you do not meet this particular requirement, I would say that you can get a part-time job, let's say do twice a week or once a week in a care home, okay, or a nursing home. That would be much easier, so that at the end of the day, when you're applying for this program, you can be able to use all the hours that you have spent in this nursing home or whatever to prove your RPL hours, to make you eligible. And with the tuition fees as well, guys, do not let this scare you. Do not let the tuition fees be the reason why you do not apply for this program. If it is an investment in education, I tell you, is the best. And you know very well that investing in your education, especially in a course like nursing, is very worth it because there's always jobs in demand. And then, you know, the nature of our job we are caring for is a special job. And at the end of the day, you in the UK, they'll give you, sometimes they give you a payment plan, so you pay bit by bit, or you can even apply for a loan to be able to sort this out, and then later you pay the loan back. Do not let the fees be the reason why you do not do this program. Now let's talk about the universities. My favorite university when it comes to this particular program is the University of Huddersfield. Not because my friend who was a lecturer there and then he's the one who came on the channel to share this. No, I like their own because one, for instance, with the practice hours that you need to prove for them is 325 hours only. But with most of the other universities, I'm seeing 400 plus hours that you have to prove. And for them as well, it doesn't have to be hours in a health sector. It can be hours in any other sector where you dealt with human beings. And the amazing thing with them as well is that for them, they have what we call blended learning. And then with the blended learning, most of your classes or the classes will be online. So you don't necessarily have to go and live there to do the program. And in a whole year, they require you to only be in the class, like presence, physically present in the class, only 20 hours. So that is really good. And then you know that as nurses, you're required to do clinical placement. When it comes to your clinical placement, they will try and find a place close to where you are for you to do your clinical placement. Another university that has the blended learning, which will be my second favorite, is Coventry University. And also the duration there is 2 years, and then they have the blended learning. So that means majority of the thing will be online because you want to be able to work or be with your family as you are doing this program. It's very flexible, especially for people who already have a family or have other jobs. But the only unfortunate thing with regards to the University of Coventry is that they are only accepting citizens or people who are settled in the UK, people who already have permanent residence. If you are in the EU or whatever, it is not available for you. That is not really fair, but that is the situation. So somebody like me, if I wanted to go into it now, I could go into it because I'm settled. However, they are not accepting any international applicant. The next one is Glasgow Caledonian University in Scotland. They are accepting international students, but for them as an international student, you're going to be paying £19,300 per year after the last time that I checked. And then there are also additional costs. For instance, if you have to go and live there, blah blah blah. And for them, with the hours that they need before you can apply their RPL of practice hours, they are looking to have 479 hours of relevant practice experience prior to entry to the program. So for them, you don't have to meet the entire 479 hours before the application. At least if you have 150 hours, you can still put in the application, but you definitely have to finish with the remaining 200 and something later. So that is one that I also really like. Another school that has this blended learning is Birmingham University. Also with them, they do not accept international students. So when you check the international students section, this course is not open to international students. They don't care if you've been in the UK for 3 years. If you do not have settled status or if you do not have British passport, you will not be considered. And that is rather unfortunate. As well, they are looking for 500 hours of theory and they are looking for 500 hours of healthcare related experience. Guys, when you see the theory hours on there as part of the requirement, do not let that be a bother, because with the theory hours, they actually consider all the years that you've been in school. So if you started from class 1 or grade 1 to your university, you definitely meet those hours, and you need a teacher or a professor to give you reference to ascertain this. The theory hours is not a big deal. What is a big deal is the practical hours, and for them they need 500 hours. Another one is University of Manchester. They are looking at 695 hours of relevant practice. Oh no, that's too much. 695 for Manchester. The UK students are paying 9,250 and international students are paying 25,000 pounds. That is quite a lot. So guys, these are just a handful of the universities that do this program. I know that University of Derby also does this program. I hear it's very affordable. There's Glasgow Caledonian, University of Edinburgh. For University of Edinburgh, they require 479 hours of relevant practice experience. To make it easy for yourself, you know where you live, you know which one will be suitable for you. To make it very easy for you, just use the link in the description to go to the platform and go through the various universities and then check the requirements, and then write down about 5 of them that you think you'll be able to meet the requirements. Probably because 1, they're accepting international students, because maybe 2, the recognized practice learning hours that they need is not as much, or maybe the tuition is very affordable. Like, apply to all these 5, okay, so that you can make it to, let's say, the September entry or the January entry, depending on what the school offers. You make your application, make sure that you put measures in place so that as per the time that your application is submitted, you'd have met some of the hours, if not all, and then you do that. So let's say you need 325 hours of recognized practice learning. Usually in healthcare or jobs in the UK are 12-hour or 11-hour shift. 325 divided by 11 is 29. So you need about 29 shifts to be able to make it to University of Huddersfield. That's just an example. I hope this makes sense. So all the best. If you make an application to any MSc pre-registration adult course or whatever and you are successful, please come back to say it in the comment section to inspire other people who find this video later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.